Hello my babies, and welcome to a new series that I'm going to call Oversharing on the Internet. And this is part one of probably a cajillion, because one of my favorite things to do is overshare on the internet. I've curated, archived highlights for all the years. So we have freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior. I guess let's just get started. Oh, okay, hold on. Food tour right quick, because I'm a biggie. So we have honey chipotle mozzarella sticks, we have honey chipotle chicken, and we have buffalo chicken, boneless, by the way. Let's start with freshman year, I guess. April 13th, 2023. Welcome to the spam, shawties. Our second post on this highlight is, okay, this picture. This looks like a normal picture, right? This is just a normal picture, some Lego cars. Would you be surprised if I told you that those are my exes? I bought those for him. Yeah, I found out that he's dating one of my friends as of recent. And that's actually not my problem. It's actually not my problem. You know, I haven't been with him since 2023. It's been 3 years. That's not my problem anymore. It only hurts because that was like, he's a family friend. It was one of those where like your parents are like, hey, you should date this person. So my parents were like, hey, you should date this person. And I was like, I'm low-key feeling him. Yeah, so I dated him. And then they were like, we should have never told you to date him. Like, even my parents were like, yeah, he's a horrible person. We're so sorry. I just got ranch on my mouse. Hold on. Anyways, on to our next, whatever. I hope he finds a picture from our relationship, hello, in his camera roll while trying to show his friends a picture of his new girlfriend. So, context behind that. I was dating this guy freshman year, and I broke up with him because I wasn't feeling it no more, and I had romantic feelings for another person, and I was like, it's not fair for me to stay in this relationship if I have romantic feelings for another person. And then everybody was like, you cheated on him, and like, I'm a hypocrite, so if a person leaves me to get with somebody else, I'll say that they cheated on me. But when it comes to me, baby, that's not cheating. Baby, I was considerate. So we were dating, and then we broke up, and then I found out that he was with my god sister. I've known her since she was born. She's a family friend. And he knew that we were like, that we called each other sister. So that was a little weird. Me and my sister got over it. We're fine now. We love each other. That's family, whatever. But it was a time. It was a time, let me tell you. So this was my Build-A-Bear with my ex, the one who is now dating one of my friends. He asked the Build-A-Bear worker what to name our Build-A-Bear. We got to the birth certificate part, and then it was like, what do you want to name your bear? He turns to a worker and goes, what's a good name? And she was like, let me see. It was a little brown bear. She was like, Brownie. So his name's Brownie. Brownie is in a box in my garage, losing another night of sleep because I don't trust him and I can't stop overthinking, and he's just peacefully sleeping while I'm losing my voice from crying. Losing my voice from crying was probably an overstatement, because I genuinely don't think I ever like dry heaved cried over this man. So this is when our relationship got rocky. He had a girl best friend. And I was like, I'm not really comfortable with like, cause like he would not talk to me, and then I would be like, yo, what are you doing? And he was like, oh, playing blah 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 with blah blah blah. We're gonna call her Grape, because her Instagram username starts with a G. Yeah, so basically, he would leave me undelivered while he was playing games, while he was talking to this friend, and yeah, see, my concerns are valid. He was talking to the girl. He was talking to Grape, because I was like, what are you doing? And then he probably responded and was like, oh, talking to blah blah. And so that got posted. Even though mine and his anniversary is tomorrow and I have to beg him to post me, it's whatever. So I don't think I've actually ever been in a relationship where I didn't have to beg to be posted. Like, I don't think that there's ever been a single relationship I've been in where a man was just like, let me post you. Those 4 boys in my 6th period really healed me. They keep my humanity in the future generations. Fun fact, keep that post in mind, because those 4 boys are gonna come back later. One of them in particular, I think that he left me undelivered for like 11 hours, and mind you, 6th period. Ooh, I'm sorry, I got really angry. The hue shifted. 6th period. I went to 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Now 6th period. And he still hasn't texted me back, to the point where I am now talking about it to people in my class. So I explained to them, I was like, he has this girl best friend that like he talks to. And then I'm pretty sure that this was the night, but there was a day where like he didn't text me during school at all. We didn't go to the same school. He would go to the after school program at his school and I would go home, but he would get home at like 5. So, you know, after school, mind you, we go to public school in California. It's not like you're not allowed to have your phone on you. It's not like put your phone in the lockbox. Like, no, you're allowed to have your phone on you 24/7. So he just wasn't texting me. And like, okay, cool, you want to get your education, you want to focus in class, that's cool. But it is now 5 o'clock at night and you have still not texted me. He then posted a picture of Grape with like the caption like hanging out with this loser or something. I don't even know. So then I was like, okay, he posted. He's gonna text me. 20 minutes after he posted that story, I still had not received a text. Mind you, I don't think he had texted me since good morning. I need help stalking someone, even though school is over now. I told you to keep those 4 boys in mind because one of them was gonna come back. Yeah, so then I was like, oh, I want to stalk this guy because one of the guys that was talking to me, I was like, he's kind of a baddie, like we kind of vibed. Just say you're cheating on me and we can all move on, because I said, what are you doing playing Minecraft with Grape? I'm not gonna leave till he confesses. So he never confessed. We'll get there. Oh, we got there. Never have I cried over a boy. He broke me. Well, actually, we're doing pretty okay. That relationship was not the worst breakup of your life. Lily, you have no idea what is in store for you. So basically, I confronted him because he was at my house once and we were sitting on my couch and he was going through Instagram and Grape popped up on his like feed, and then he was like, dude, my homegirl. And so I was like, oh yeah. And he goes, huge badonkas. He said something along those lines. Basically something objectifying her physical features. And I was like, okay. He didn't say it. Like, why am I defending a man? Oh my god, why am I defending a man? Why am I defending a man that I'm not even with? Yeah, no, he just said that. I'm not even gonna defend him. I'm not even gonna get, like, I give people the benefit of the doubt so often. Like, so often I'm like, okay, well, like, I could see where you're coming from. No, I actually don't give a fuck where you're coming from. A week later, I, like, texted him, and then I was like, hey, like, when you were at my house this day, like, you said this, and, like, I don't know, it just made me feel really uncomfortable. And then he was like, you're always trying to start something in school. I'll talk to you when I get home. He ended up breaking up with me. He was like, I don't think that I'm ready for a relationship. I don't think I'm ready to commit to a relationship. We're gonna break up. And then I was like, I said, he like texted me a long paragraph and all I said was okay. And he was like, just okay? He was like, that's all you have to say? We were together for 2 months and we were having all these problems. I was like, I'm not going to fight for a relationship where you're treating me like shit. In retrospect, that is the one thing I do regret. Like, I try not to have many regrets in my life because, you know, you should live life regret-free. However, this is something that I did look back on, and then I was like, I wish I didn't do that because I don't know how to say this without, like, saying too much on Apple's side, but it was during a time where they needed someone to fight for them. He was, like, trying to get me to fight for him. And I was just so over it that I was like, no, just go. Like, I'm over it, go. And I feel really bad about that because I feel like I should have, like, proven that he was worth a little bit more than that. But also, maybe learn how to act. You know, what's going on in your life doesn't excuse your actions. Just because you have a shitty life doesn't mean you can be a shitty person. I have a shitty life and I'm an okay-ish person. We then get into the era where Lily now has men fighting over her. I wanted you first. I'm mad. You gotta make an effort and show me that. I will make an effort right now. You had like 4 weeks, man. And you asked to hang out and never did. Jesus Christ. Bro, no, this ain't happening. Freshman into sophomore year of summer school is when this is happening. There was a guy who was like in our friend group and he was trying to get at me. The summer school guy continued to post about me even though we were not together nor talking. So now we get into what I said, the other thing that happened during that freshman to sophomore year summer school. Went on a date with a senior today. It wasn't a real date because, so my school did like an end of summer school field trip through the after school program. So we got to go to like our local theme park. It was like I don't even know like how to describe it. And he was like sit next to me. And okay, so like we had like a little friend group. It was like 4 people. I thought he was gonna sit with his friends. He was two grades above me, mind you. I thought he was gonna sit with his friends. So I was like, I was like laid back. I was like, like go wherever you want. Like I'm chill on my own. And then he was like, sit next to me. So I was like, okay, whatever. Like he's just being nice. Because I hate assuming like, oh, he's doing it because he likes me. Like I hate assuming that. I try to just be like, oh, we're just friends. Usually that's not the case though, sadly. However, that was definitely not the case in this case. Then we got off the bus when we got there. And I got off the bus and I stood to the side. His friends were over there, my friends were over here, and then he was like, where do you want to go? And I was like, you don't want to go with your friends? And he was like, no, I just want to hang out with you. We're just friends. Mind you, I did think he was a baddie. Because, like, when I first peeped him, I was like... And then I found out what grade he was in, and then I was like, oh. And then he started talking to me, and I was like... And then I found out he had a girlfriend. So, during the bus trip, his friends were behind us, and then they were like, what's it like being in a loving relationship? And then he was like, yeah. And he was, like, brushing it off. So in my head... this guy and his girlfriend aren't together anymore, and he just hasn't told his homeboys. So I was like, okay, they're going through a rough patch. Like, he doesn't want to tell his friends about it. He doesn't want to talk about it. Like, maybe he just wants to get his mind off of things. Like, maybe he just needs to make new friends who, like, aren't going to pester him about his girlfriend. So I was like, okay, like, let's just go hang out as friends. Let's, whatever. Maybe he needs an outing. We hung out the whole day, whatever. Yeah, and then he texted me. Anyway, we probably shouldn't continue because, the was because he has a girlfriend. So, in his words, they were going through a rough patch, but then they ended up fixing it. We'll see how that goes later on. Who knows? Maybe something will happen someday. I said maybe. No hard feelings though, right? Still friends? How men ask you if you still want to be friends after absolutely destroying your freaking outlook on relationships. Anyways. Oh yeah, I'd love to add the icing on top. He has a girlfriend. Yeah. This is the same guy that just continues posting about me. Not talking, not in a relationship. Let's have our mixed kids. Posted on his public story. My favorite talking stage followed me and texted me back. And texted me. Lily? Question mark? This is Fruits Bowl, June 10th. That's his birthday! Hello? He texted me on his birthday? June 10th? Oh, July 10th. Never mind, not his birthday. No, his birthday is July 10th. Yeah, his birthday is July... Okay, he texted me on his birthday. Period. It's your birthday and you're thinking about me? Bye. I'm so delusional 3 years later. He texted me, and this is Fruit Bowl. This is the start of the Fruit Bowl Chronicles. Our son is fatherless because of you? I'm actually hilarious. I sent this to Apple. I guess I was yearning again on July 25th. Please, we can work this out, Pookie. I'm the one for you. Our son is fatherless because of you. Just take back Bay. I think that was supposed to say just take me back. These messages did not go through. He long gone blocked me. I will email you if you block me. Well, if I care about you enough. I've only emailed one person in my life, and it was this person. I've never gone above and out of my way to email somebody or send a letter to somebody for their birthday after they blocked me. except for this one person. This was a bad idea. You'll see why later. Oh yeah, I joined cheer for sophomore year. So, okay. We're getting there. Saw the senior whose whole relationship lays in my hands, but he didn't even look my way. July 31st, I think that this was like orientation or something. After I sent him the letter, he unblocked me and then texted me like, do not come to my town. So I don't remember because, 3 years ago, so much happens in my life. I don't freaking remember, but I'm pretty sure after he was like, I don't want you reaching out to me, I was like, okay. Then he talked shit with somebody from my hometown. Mind you, he wasn't even from my hometown. He was talking shit about me to one of the people from my hometown, one of my ex-homegirls. We weren't homegirls anymore because I didn't with her, even when me and him were together, but they're still friends to this day. So yeah, we were like mutuals on Instagram. She posted the screenshots of them talking shit about me. Babes, I follow you. Why the fuck would you do that? So I saw it, obviously, and hold on, let's read it. Let's see if I can read it. This is your average SoCal conspiracy theorist. So I'm from Southern California. My ex is from Northern California. And the homegirl that he's texting is also from Southern California. So he's talking shit about me being a Southern Californian to another Southern California, whose brain has been rotting from the immense heat. So the fact that you're texting a person who lives about 20 minutes from me, wouldn't they also be rotting from the immense heat? Is the immense heat only in my street? I don't understand your logic in this. And then the home... Oh, I'm reading this wrong. The homegirl is the purple. The ex is the... Okay, so homegirl is saying this is your average SoCal conspiracy theorist. As a person from SoCal, who is also a conspiracy theorist, whose brain has been rotting from the immense heat. So babe, you're also from SoCal. So wouldn't you also be rotting from the immense fucking heat, you fucking idiot? And then he said, dude's fluent in Japanese. That seems a little racist now that I reread that. And then he said, pack it up, Princess Yaparilla. So the fact that you listen to me talk every day for the past 3 years, and now you're telling me to pack it up when... Okay, we're not gonna go there. We're not gonna go there. We're friends again. Me and the ex, we're chill. We're cooling. We're chilling. We're not like homegirl and homeboy, but like we're chill with each other. Like we don't, yeah, no beef, whatever. Okay, so the last thing on the freshman year before we get to sophomore year is stop playing Buy Me Flowers. I know you want to. I think that it was National Girlfriend's Day, and that was sent to Fruit Bowl. So that is all for my freshman year. We started April. Yeah, so we started second semester of freshman year. So we left out a little bit because the beginning of freshman year, I was still with the ex that called me Princess Yaparilla, and then we broke up freshman year, like the first semester of freshman year. Anyways, what should we indulge in for our next mukbang for our sophomore year? Because we're gonna come back and we're gonna do sophomore year, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna do junior year, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna do senior year. So what foods would you like me to try? Answer right now. Did you answer? I'm Dora. Anyways, what should I eat next? Let me know down below. Like, subscribe. Let me know if you have any fun stories from your freshman year of high school, or if you're going into freshman year of high school. Good luck. Don't turn out like I did. It was a roller coaster. I mean, I made it out alive. I made it out in one piece. Probably a lot of what happened there is what led me to graduate early. Yeah. So, thank you for coming, and I shall see you guys in the next episode.